Hey, how's it going, Vibe Tribe? My name is Parker, back with another reaction video. Today we got Steve Hughes live at the Apollo in London. So this was requested by Tyrone Tucker. Thank you. I know you've actually been a sub for a good while. I've seen you commenting on a lot of my different videos, so appreciate the support, my man, and the suggestions. Alright, I don't want to waste too much time before we get into this, because, you know, I've tried plenty of times to do an Australian comedian reaction, and they all get blocked, but we're not going to let that beat me. We're going to keep going. I'm going to make it if it kills me. So let's hop into it.
Wasted at 9 a.m. in the morning, drunk when the sun comes up, now I'm lonely.
Alright, let's check it out. Is that a little wide? I feel like that's a little wild. Okay.
London. All right, excellent.
Looks like he's an older guy. Nice to meet you,
From
Steve.
Australia, actually. Some of you probably been to Australia, or some of you probably thought about going to Australia, and then when, how long does it take to get there? 27 hours?
Sorry, I'm gonna, just a disclaimer at the beginning of the video, I'm going to be pausing this a lot more just to make sure that it doesn't get blocked like the other comedian reactions. So, sorry for that, but it's just kind of what I have to do if I want to make reactions on comedians from this point.
Hours. On a plane. 27 hours in a tube of farts. That's the reality none of you really want to, take on board, but that's what's really happening. You're sitting there for a day and a half with 600 other people eating airline food. I'm telling you, someone's farting. You understand? You get to Australia, you think you got jet lag. I'm just telling you, it's not jet lag. You understand? Yeah, you've been basting.
Yeah, I mean, planes are a pretty gnarly situation when you break it down, but I guess that's what you gotta pay for when you're literally traveling across the world.
It's a ridiculous distance for any place to be on Earth, for God's sake. The next stop's
Yeah.
the moon. That's what it's like growing up there. You're standing there all the time going, what's the rest of the world doing? What are they up to? Can we join in? No. Well, why not? Because it's a 12 hours drive to the airport. Sit down. And there's no one there. It's a continent twice the size of Europe. There's 22 million people there. That's no one. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's no one there. You want to see a queue?
Yeah, it was saying in the, I just watched the Australian history reaction yesterday, and it was saying something like 50 people per square mile in Australia, and that is a lot less than I would imagine in the US.
In Australia? That's it. And they think it's crowded. You know what I'm talking about? And I've been to Mumbai in India. 28 million people, one city. That's crowded. That's traffic.
Yeah.
Try putting health and safety regulations on these people. Yeah, they're selling raw chickens on a piece of cardboard in the sun. It's a brilliant place. We're always told in the West that we live in the free countries, but I don't know if that's necessarily true all the time, because, freedom is a multifaceted construct. Which extends beyond political ideology. Yes.
Okay.
And I've been to Mumbai, and you can do whatever you want. You don't break the law, you do whatever you want. You want to sell some socks on a bridge? Sell some socks on a bridge.
Yeah, there are a lot of weird specific laws in the more modernized countries, if that's how you want to call it.
Where's your shop, mate? Here. What do you want? I've got 3 socks, a battery, and a hand grenade. You want it? It's brilliant. You want to hang out of the train? You hang out of the train! You get on the roof! You want to go to the doctor? You don't have to go to the doctor. Why? There's an old bloke in the street with medicine. You don't have to run around and wait in a queue and ring up. Can I get an appointment, see a doctor and get a prescription? No, you buy it off this bloke in the street. My mate in North London, he goes to me, you'd buy medicine off an old Indian bloke in the street. So I went, for sure. Yes, why? I said, I'll tell you why, mate. Because he's 300 years old, he's got one tooth and he lives in a bin. He's still alive. That's why.
Now he's got a point. Those are some facts. By the way, I love the Australian accent. It's already making this so much better.
He knows shit. Should I trust him or some bloke in Muswell Hill with 6 mortgages? But it's good to be here. Hammersmith Odeon. I know it's the Apollo, but I call it the Odeon because I'm old school. I grew up with Motorhead, no sleep till Hammersmith. No sleep till Hammersmith Odeon. Exactly. Old school. That's what it is. I used to play in heavy metal bands, see? That's why I had to leave Australia, because it doesn't like that kind of stuff. And I never suited Australia. It's a weird place for me to grow up in.
Yo, this guy looks like he's been through a lot in his life. Let me know a little bit about him. He just said he played in a metal band. I believe it, just looking at him. He looks like a metal band kind of person. But let me know a little bit about this guy.
British and
what he's done.
Being a white man in a black man's country in the middle of Asia. You know? And the culture's strange. I never suited it, you know. It's all based around sport and racism. And, I wasn't very good at either of them, you know. I didn't know what to kick, you know. And, And so I played in bands. I played here, actually, in 1989, in a heavy metal band. And I love all forms of heavy metal. I love heavy metal, thrash metal, black metal, death metal, and Enya, actually. I know you think it's a bit of a joke. It's not a joke. Most of you haven't listened to Slayer for 8 hours in one day. And, you know, you get up to that type of nonsense. You do need something to relax in the afternoon, don't you? And I did that joke in London one night at the Comedy Store, and this big geezer stands up, he goes, I bloody hate Enya. You hate Enya? That's a bit intense.
What is Enya? I don't even know what that is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
George Bush is alive, mate. Yeah, George Bush, Dick Cheney, Condoleezza Rice, Tony Blair, Donald Rumsfeld, Henry Kissinger. See, these are globalist demons. And this is Enya.
Is Enya a band? Is that an Australian thing? I don't even know what Enya is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, if you're gonna hate positively.
That's true. There's plenty of good things to hate in the world. You know, things that are evil to hate. Don't hate each other. Like what? Where does that get us?
Really, it's just silence coloured in. That's all it is, like being upset with a waterfall. Looking at a flower open and go, that's disgusting. And recently, we had a brilliant time. Recently, I just did a comedy gig at a heavy metal festival in Derbyshire called Bloodstock.
Ooh, that sounds
and
interesting.
People the truth, I don't even know why they bothered getting comics to do the festival, because what they've done, like most things, have become corporate. They stuck a theme park, like rides, within the confines of the
yeah.
so people would have something to do besides bands, right?
I understand that. People bring carnivals everywhere in the U.S. Like, you see carnivals pop up all the time for, like, state fairs or this, that, or the other. Or, and, like, you'll have local artists going on local stages trying to, like, do stuff, and then, like you're saying, people are getting distracted by this carnival that just pops up because they travel, you know, everything's packed up and ready to go, and they just pop up everywhere.
That made me think, why did they even bother getting comedians? Because I got to tell you, people, there is nothing funnier than a goth on a dodgem. You understand? And they got us out of London for the weekend because that was the time you were having your rights running around. Yeah, it was funny. Just listening to the reporting, that's what I found funny. Just listening to them going, look at them! Looting! Bloody looters! Running around looting. Going, yeah, well, you know. Ever been to the British Museum? So.
Yeah. Ooh, I want to go to a British museum. How much of since you guys will probably know this, especially a lot of my fans are from the UK. how much stuff, how many different countries do you have something from in your museums? Like, if you walk into a museum, how many different cultures are you going to see in there because of stuff from other countries?
Where'd you get that Sphinx from? Norwich?
Yeah, right?
Is that your pyramid? Yeah, we found it in the Cotswolds. It's under a hedge. Who'd have thought? You would never museum if you didn't go looting. You can come to the British Museum and look at our squirrel exhibit. Put it in the Spitfire, make it look more interesting. You help yourself to a Yorkshire pudding on the way out. There you go. You know what I mean? The lies we're inflicted with in the 21st century, the war on terror to me is the ultimate one. How can you have a war on terror? What are you talking about? This doesn't even make sense. When's this going to end?
Yeah, how do you win a war on terror if you're making terror in a war?
When they've got the terror. Relax, it's all gone. We're moving on to horror next. And get those goths out of the dodgem for starters. This is insanity. You can't have a war on terror. Are you having a war on terror, are you? That's right. What does war create?
Flowers.
Exactly. You're having a war against terror. Exactly. So you're having a war against the consequence of the actions you're involved in.
Yeah. Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. But ours is good terror. It's good, peace, freedom-loving terror, you know. Kind of like terror light, you know. Sort of a diet terror. You know. Sort of I can't believe it's not terror, you know.
Yeah, no, that is kind of a contradictory statement. But also another war, in air quotes, that's really contradictory is the war on drugs. Like, you're so worried about people ruining their lives with drugs that you ruin their life by putting them in jail. You're like, oh, this is for your own good. We just don't want you to ruin your life. So why don't you stay in this cage so you don't ruin your life? Because that's, you know, it's a fair trade-off.
And then we deal with that. And then next, what do we deal with? Well, this is all happening. Oh, by the way, the planet's broken. All warmed up. And, yeah, we have to fix it. Because we've broken it. And, you know, we've done tests. Who has? You know, experts. Who are they? Oh, don't worry about it. They're here. Talking about? I don't even believe in it. People freak out. What do you mean you don't believe in it? I don't believe in it. You have to believe in it. It's the law. Well, it's not yet. I'm sure it will be, but until then, no.
I
mean,
what are you
talking about? They're running around.
To be fair, I think it's kind of weird to say you don't believe in global warming. I'd say I believe in it, but you do you. And it's a comedy show, so I ain't taking none serious anyway.
In the world, dropping depleted uranium all over the earth, sitting there letting nuclear weapons off underneath the sea, and the rest of us, what are we going to do? Sit at home with a special light bulb and a shopping bag for life.
No, that is the only thing that I could agree with like criticizing climate change. I mean, you can't criticize climate change because it's real. Whatever. The only thing that I would agree with is like that I agree with here is, what am I supposed to do to change the world when all the big guys at the top are the ones destroying it anyway? Like, how am I supposed to get rid of smog in the sky? I'm just a dude. I can recycle. I can separate my papers from the plastics and the this and the that, and I get that. But past that, how am I gonna do? You know what I mean? That's just where I'm at.
What you have to do. And at the end of the day, while all this goes on, what else is happening? Well, the X Factor's on the news. This is not normal. It's a TV show. Why is it on the news?
Why is a TV show on another
Not
TV
normal.
show?
When I grew up, The Price is Right wasn't on the news. No, this is not news. This is rubbish. And I'm here to tell you people, being English, the X Factor, what have you done? You should be ashamed of yourselves. You should stop it. I know all countries around the world now have got this kind of stupid shows, but you, especially America, they're too far gone. Doesn't matter about them. And you, what are you up to? You can't have the X Factor. You can't watch the X Factor. This is England. You made Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, Venom, Motorhead, Def Leppard, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, the Who, the Beatles, the Smiths, the Cure, the Damned, the Jam.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The Clash, Peter Gabriel, Kate Bush, Jarvis Cocker, David Bowie, Queen, Pink Floyd, Radiohead, Supertramp, Chemical Brothers and The Prodigy. And if you're watching the X Factor after a resume like that, I'm just telling you, you're a bit of a bastard.
Damn, I knew most of those names. I didn't know all of them, I'm not gonna lie, but I knew most of them as an American. Most of them. And I agree with he roasted like our big shows, but America's Got Talent is, I feel like, the best one. Like American Idol, it's alright, but America's Got Talent's pretty good, so I'll give us that.
You've been absolutely glorious. Hope you have an excellent time. See you later. Cheers.
Nice. Damn. He roasted all of America in one go. I was kind of spaced out whenever he was roasting America. I want to hear that line again.
Countries around the world now have got this kind of stupid shows, but you, especially America, they're too far gone. Doesn't matter about them. And you.
What do you mean too far gone? America's Got Talent, sick. I understand if he's thinking about like American Idol or something like that, but America's Got Talent, I don't know. It's got some stuff for it. But obviously, it's just a comedy show. I'm not triggered. I understand. I'm not taking it seriously. Just making a joke back. Because if he gives me comedy, I gotta throw it back, right? Cool. Alright, well, that was pretty good. Hopefully, I can actually post this video. Stay tuned. If you're seeing this, then you know that I am extremely happy and surprised and relieved because I was able to get an Australian comedy reaction out. 4th time trying. So, but we'll see how it goes. That's all for today. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out. Love y'all. Vibes never die.
All we got is a bag in the backseat. And it's love we share, not share.